These guys have been around since 2001, and I still remember we used to live on San Eugenio, if I'm not mistaken, when the debut came out with Breakdown.
I think we were seniors in high school, and I remember Breakdown came out, and it kind of, we were high school seniors, and so it kind of fit a little bit relatable to, you know, kind of what, at least what I was going through around that time. You know, the fitting in, the kind of trying to have that social life.
I remember the
shit.
video. It's like, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I guess this is a guy kind of getting like bullied and
Yeah,
shit.
something like that.
And never stood up for himself. Some guy had to stand up for him and shit. But yeah, the whole album was good. I remember fuck the tracks, Live Your Life, Astounded was my favorite, Morning, Hate Me Now was a badass track.
Speaking of Morning,
yeah, that one, that lyrically, that's one of their better songs, man. But these guys, they got big at that 2001 moment. I remember back then it was around the same time
Fuel, Three Doors Down.
I was about to say, when they were touring with bands
Default.
like those bands, Kid Rock, if I'm not mistaken, they did a tour. Yeah, all those fucking, that Radio Rock, you know. But pretty much after the 2001 album, they released another one, and pretty much I think they're still around today, but I think like after 2006, 2007, pretty much the only fucking member was the singer Hugo. And it kind of sucks because, you know, it's like the band itself was comprised of 3 members from a former band, and they bring in this guy.
And then they leave him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody got kicked out. They just decided to leave. From when I did research for this video, everybody seems to just split. So even now, I remember that song "Down and Out" was on the radio as well.
Yeah. Had that little
violin
in the background. Good violin riff.
But another cool thing that I honestly after self-titled 2001 album, I don't want to say I forgot about them, but I kind of forgot about them until I saw that a newer guitarist based out of Phoenix is in one of my favorite bands right now, Flaw. And when he joined Flaw, I remember I checked him out because he releases like solo videos and stuff. Check out Tommy Gibbons on YouTube and shit, on Facebook. But when I saw he joined Flaw, I decided to follow him on Facebook, and it turns out he was in Tantric for about a year back in 2015. And even then, if you see his Facebook posts, he always credits Tantric, and I guess he wrote or had a big part in writing one of the Tantric albums. So that was a cool little fact I didn't know until I saw that he joined Flaw.
I think that he was saying that most of the original members left by 2007. So we're talking about 12 years ago, but I also kind of forgot about them a little bit, or really didn't keep up with them, I guess you could say. But since the show is coming up that we might go see, I've been listening to their all of their albums pretty much, and I actually think that it was a good thing, because I think the one thing about Flaw that stands out that I really like is that they're one of the bands that play a lot of acoustic type shit, like a lot of acoustic guitar in it. And when, you know, after the 2007, or after the new band formed, I guess you could say in 2008, they took a little bit, they still have the acoustic stuff, but they took a little bit of a harder, like a little bit more of a rock and roll vibe.
And one thing from that is, if y'all remember, Days of Anew had that little acoustic vibe to them, you know, with Todd,
and even the singer kind of sounded
those little acoustic-y sounding solos. They had those same vocal style as well. So, but yeah, these guys are still making music, and I remember they actually came down to the Valley. Shout out to the Valley people watching the video, but they did a Resurrection Fest last year with Puddle of Mud and shit Saliva.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And shout out to 40 Caliber Kiss. They opened that show, and actually big shout out to 40 Caliber Kiss again, because they're opening their show next week here at the Kraken Lounge in Brownsville, Texas.
And hopefully I get to see them for the first time.
I actually haven't seen them either. I wasn't able to make it to that Resurrection Fest because of work.
40 Caliber Kiss.
Oh, 40 Caliber Kiss. Right. Yeah, I'm barely gonna see Tantric for the first time. But
They have a new song actually. They just released a single called Cliche. Again, a little bit harder than the original stuff that they started off with, but it's all good. And after starting to listen to them again, their last album, Mercury Retrograde, I think has what I think is actually some of the best. I was gonna say flaw. Some of the best tantric songs. My Forever and The Last Dumbo are like, for me, instant classics. I love, and I'm hoping that they play at least one of those two songs at the show next Friday. But yeah, it's a good band. You know, they're not as popular as some of the other bands that started around the same time. Maybe it's because of all the changes that they've made. But if you're not familiar with them, they have a really good acoustic rock vibe, man. It's some good music that you can sit down, jam out to, have some beers to, and have a good time.
But yeah, man, Hugo and Company, they're still making music. They just released, actually, they just released a new album. I want to say less than a month ago. So we're really looking forward to checking them out. August 23rd, to those of you watching from the RGV, come to Brownsville. Let's have a beer. Let's jam out to some cool bands. And let's check out Tantric,
Kraken.
man.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, Kraken. So again, man, these are gonna be new. I don't want to say weekly, but I'm gonna try and make more of these videos, me and the broski, where we just talk rock. So
Rock, and of course we'll have the metal side of it. But
yeah, man.
excuse me, I think you know, we grew up listening to both rock and metal. You know, we strayed towards the heavier stuff, you know, at one point, but we still listen to, you know, the Q. We still try to keep up, at least I do, with the old bands that I used to listen to, especially back in the 2000s, like Tantric, Creed, Fuel, all those bands. And so if you're not familiar with Tantric, I really recommend that you listen to them, man. Again, especially if you're a fan of those types of bands that
or just
acoustic.
radio rock in general. Like I said, their songs are catchy, man. And I'm not gonna front, like fucking Hugo has a badass voice, man.
Yeah, he does.
I would like, he has a unique voice, you know. It's that deep. I don't know how to say it, but he's like, he's one of those.
Voice.
He's one of those that you can tell who it is right away. Like if you're familiar, you hear on the road, shit, that's Tantric because of him. I don't think he he was in a band called Merge when everybody got kicked out of Days of Anew. But check them out. I'm not even sure if they released albums or anything. But I was about to say, I don't think he ever did any other side projects or anything. He's just ever since after, or as he joined Tantric, that's all he's been. It's just all about Tantric. So like I said, he's one and only remaining actual member of Tantric in Tantric.
And if you're familiar,
I don't think it's a bad thing, but
if you're familiar with Tantric, let us know which are your favorite songs, maybe favorite album, what you like about them, and what you're looking forward to seeing at the show the most. I'm really anxious to go out there and jam out, get to see 40 Caliber Kiss, and hopefully meet these guys, man. They seem like they're cool guys. And the best part is that it's at the Kraken, which those of you who have been to it, I unfortunately haven't, but my brother has. It seems like a really cool place where you'll have the chance to get to meet them, to talk to them, take pictures, and all that good shit. So I recommend you go out and you come chill with us.
yeah. So yeah, man, thanks for watching the video. Like I said, these are gonna be segments. If there's any band you want to know about or just see us talk about, put it in the comments. You already know, like, share, subscribe, all that shit, and make sure the notifications are on. And we'll catch you next time with a new episode of Rock
Cheers.
Talk. Cheers.